What do you reckon is the richest country in the world? That's a tricky question, isn't it? One might immediately think of superpowers like the United States or China. But you know, wealth isn't always about size or population. It's often determined by GDP per capita, a measure that reflects the average income per person in a country. This gives us a more nuanced perspective, taking into account not just the overall economic output, but how much of that wealth trickles down to the average citizen. It's like looking at the world through a different lens, one that brings into focus the prosperity of individuals rather than just the nation as a whole. So, have you made your guess yet? Well, today we're going to reveal the top 20 richest countries based on GDP per capita. You might be surprised by some of the entries on this list. Starting from the bottom, at number 20, we have Australia. Known for its rich mineral resources, Australia has a robust economy fueled by mining exports and a thriving service sector. This land down under is not just about kangaroos and koalas. It's a significant global player in the economic sphere. Next up at number 19 is Germany. Often referred to as the powerhouse of Europe, Germany boasts a strong economy driven by manufacturing, particularly in the automobile industry. Giants like Mercedes-Benz and BMW call this country home. At 18 we have Sweden. With a mixed economy heavily oriented towards foreign trade, Sweden is a prominent exporter of goods such as timber, hydropower and iron ore. The country's strong welfare state also plays a role in its high standard of living. Austria grabs the 17th spot on our list. A small landlocked nation, Austria punches well above its weight economically. Its prosperous and well-developed market economy benefits from a skilled labor force and a strong industrial sector. Moving to 16th, we find Denmark. This Nordic country's economy is characterized by extensive government welfare measures and a comfortable standard of living. Denmark's economy is diversified and relies heavily on human resources, but it also has an efficient agricultural sector and a high standard of living. And finally, at number 15, we have Iceland. Despite its small size, Iceland boasts a prosperous economy. This Nordic island nation thrives on a mixed economy with a high standard of living, extensive political freedom, and a strong emphasis on renewable energy. These countries demonstrate that wealth can come from a variety of sources, whether it's natural resources, manufacturing prowess, or a strong emphasis on social welfare and human resources. Moving up the list, let's delve into the economies of countries ranked 15 to 10. In the middle of our list at number 15, we have Iceland. This Nordic island nation, known for its natural beauty, boasts a strong economy powered by sectors such as fishing, renewable energy, and tourism. Despite its small population, Iceland's economic prowess is undeniable. Moving on to number 14, we have the Netherlands. A key player in the European Union, the Netherlands has a robust economy driven by a highly mechanized agricultural sector, diverse industrial activity, and a strong emphasis on foreign trade. It's a nation that has deftly transformed its geographical constraints into economic strengths. At lucky number 13, we find the United States. Despite being one of the biggest economies globally, its vast population brings its GDP per capita down a bit. The US economy is highly diversified, with key sectors including technology, manufacturing, and services. The challenges: balancing economic growth with environmental sustainability and social equity. Number 12 brings us to Hong Kong SAR. This bustling metropolis thrives on finance, trading, and logistics thanks to its strategic location and free market policies. However, socio-political issues and housing affordability remain significant challenges. Switzerland comes in at number 11. Known for its high-quality goods and services, Switzerland's economy benefits from a highly developed service sector led by financial services and an industrial sector that specializes in high technology and knowledge-based production. The nation's challenge is to maintain its economic stability amidst global uncertainty. Lastly, at number 10, we have Kuwait. This Middle Eastern country's wealth largely comes from its massive oil reserves. While oil has brought prosperity, it's also a double-edged sword. The challenge for Kuwait is to diversify its economy to reduce dependence on oil. As we climb higher on the wealth ladder, the economic landscapes become more diverse and intriguing. Cracking the top 10 at number 10, we find Switzerland. Known for its precision machinery, pharmaceuticals, and of course, its world-renowned banking industry, Switzerland has maintained an impressively high GDP per capita. Next, we travel to the Middle East, where we find Kuwait at number 9. With its vast oil reserves, Kuwait is a significant player in the global energy market. Its wealth isn't just buried in the ground, though. The country has made substantial strides in diversifying its economy. At number 8, another Middle Eastern powerhouse makes the list: the United Arab Emirates. Sparkling skyscrapers and bustling markets are a testament to its booming real estate and tourism sectors. Not to forget, it's also a major hub for international trade. We then head north to the land of the midnight sun. Norway, at number 7, has harnessed its abundant natural resources, particularly oil and gas, to fund a robust welfare state. Its sovereign wealth fund is the world's largest, ensuring a high standard of living for its citizens. Number 6 takes us to Southeast Asia, to the tiny but mighty nation of Brunei Darussalam. Despite its small size, Brunei's wealth is immense, thanks to its prosperous oil and gas industry. Plus, it's making headway in sectors like information and communication technology. That's a wrap for our countdown from 10 to 5. Each of these nations, with their unique economic characteristics and achievements, has carved a niche for themselves on the global stage. They've harnessed their resources, diversified their economies, and created wealth for their citizens. Yet, as we've seen, wealth isn't just about natural resources or strategic location. It's about how a country manages these assets, how they invest in their people, their infrastructure, and their future. It's this intricate balance of factors that determines a nation's wealth. Now brace yourselves as we unveil the top 5 richest countries in the world. At number 5, we have Ireland. A small island nation with a big economic punch, Ireland's wealth is largely attributed to its robust pharmaceuticals and IT sectors. Home to many multinational corporations, the country's low corporate tax rates and skilled workforce have made it a hub for foreign investment. Despite grappling with issues like high cost of living and housing shortages, Ireland's high GDP per capita keeps it among the top 5 richest countries in the world. Moving on to number 4, we find Singapore, a small city-state that has transformed itself into a global financial powerhouse. Known for its robust economy, Singapore thrives on its strategic location, strong governance, and open business policies. Its key economic drivers include finance, manufacturing, and logistics, although the country faces challenges like an aging population and reliance on foreign labor. Next up, at number 3, we have Luxembourg. Despite its tiny size, this European nation boasts a high standard of living, underpinned by a strong financial sector, steel industry, and a growing IT sector. However, its heavy dependence on the banking sector makes it vulnerable to global financial crises. Number 2 takes us to Macau's SAR. Known as the Las Vegas of Asia, Macau's wealth is largely derived from its lucrative gaming industry. Alongside tourism, these sectors have propelled Macau to the top of the wealth charts. But this dependence on a single industry also leaves the economy susceptible to fluctuations in tourist numbers. And topping the list as the richest country in the world is Qatar. Blessed with the 3rd largest natural gas and oil reserves globally, Qatar's wealth is largely fueled by its petroleum industry. Despite its economic reliance on fossil fuels, Qatar is investing heavily in diversifying its economy, ahead of a future less dependent on oil and gas. So, there you have it, the top 5 wealthiest countries in the world. Each has its unique economic strengths and challenges, proving that wealth isn't just about numbers, but also about strategic growth, resource management, and future planning. There you have it, the top 20 richest countries in the world. From Qatar to Australia, we've journeyed through the peaks of global wealth. But let's pause for a moment. These rankings are based on GDP per capita, a measure of average income per person. Yet, this doesn't necessarily translate into equal wealth distribution within these countries. Consider this. The richest individual in a country could have a wealth equivalent to the bottom 50% of the population combined. Isn't that mind-boggling? Different data sources and methodologies could also yield different rankings. For instance, some might factor in natural resources or technological advancements. So, while these countries may top the charts in wealth, it's crucial to remember that wealth is just one measure of a country's prosperity. Education, healthcare, happiness, these are all equally, if not more, important. There's a lot more to a country's worth than its GDP per capita. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning,